Many institutions fail to read a single decree by the King of Portugal and Spain, which is why this YouTube video, of all things, is more accurate, more factual than the pseudo-history taught in institutions of higher learning. In this video, we will do something for the first time in modern history in regards to the history of the Negro. We will read the laws and decrees of the kings and queen to see who they said they enslaved and to see what they said to do with them. To begin our journey, we'll go back in time to Portugal and Spain to the year 1055 AD. So in roughly 1055 AD, there was a Jew born by the name of Yahya. Now, Yahya flourished in the 11th century in Portugal. An important note about Yahya is that Yahya was a descendant of the house of King Dawid. He was a son of King Solomon himself. We can find references regarding Yahya's history in the Jewish Encyclopedia and other historical documents. The following reference shows each of Yahya's forefathers all the way back to King Dawid. Like Dawid, Yahya was a beast on the battlefield. The Bible says in 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 7, and it reads, "And the women answered one another and played and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and Dawid his 10,000s. So in the 11th century, Yahya teamed up with King Alfonso of Portugal against the Moors. And after defeating the Moors, the King of Portugal honored Yahya by giving him a territory called Aldeias dos Negros, or Village of the Negroes. And most importantly, he changed his name to Negro. And the following reference reads, and it reads, Yahya flourished in Lisbon in the 11th century, died about 1150 AD. He was held in high esteem among the Jews, and King Alfonso I honored him for his courage. After the conquest of Centarum, the king presented him with 2 country houses that had belonged to the Moors, wherefore he assumed the name Negro. And the next reference reads, and it reads, Yahya bin Rabbi was presented by Alfonso with a Moorish village and became known as Lord Aldea dos Negros, or Lord of the Village of the Negroes, or Dam Yahya of Negro. His son Yahya bin Yaish was born in Cordoba in 1110 or 1115. He also served Alfonso and was designated by the king as the first chief rabbi of Portugal, with his headquarters in Lisbon. And so the Yahyas became known as the Negroes, and they lived in a place called the Village of the Negroes. Now, keep in mind, these Negroes worked directly for the King of Portugal and Spain. In fact, they were placed as rulers over their brothers and sisters of Judah. They became the chief rabbis, royal tax collectors, and governors. It was because of their position and their deeds that the Yahya Negroes became famous throughout all of Spain, Portugal, Turkey, and Italy. They were prominent and renowned. As the following reference reads, and it reads, Dam Yahya Yaish, ancestor of the widely branching Yahya family, also tolerant, likewise Sancho's son, Alfonso II, who employed the Jews as farmers of taxes and as tax collectors. And the next reference reads, and it reads, he thereupon entered the service of Henry of Castile, who made him the head of the Jewish communities of his realm. Over the years, the king of Spain and Portugal fought each other over control of these famous Negroes. As the following reference reads, and reads, after the death of the king, Leonor deposed Dom Judah and the Jewish collector of customs at Lisbon on the representations of the city deputies. But when she wished to have her daughter Beatrice and the latter's husband, John I of Castile, recognized as regents of the country, the people rebelled, killed Leonor's favorites, and proclaimed John vice-regent of the kingdom. Leonor fled, accompanied by her confidants, the above-mentioned Dom Judah and the wealthy Dom David Negro Yaya. Disputes between her and John I of Castile, who waged war against Portugal, ended in an open breach on the occasion of the nomination to the head rabbinate of Castile. Leonor demanded the place for her favorite, Dom Judah, but the king, at the desire of his wife, appointed Dom David Negro Yaya. Embittered by this, Leonor plotted against the life of her son-in-law, but her plan was frustrated by Dom David Negro, and Leonor was banished to a convent in Tordesillas, and the life of Dom Judah was spared on the plea of Dom David Negro. Now, notice how the word Negro and Yaya are used interchangeably. Yaya was synonymous with Negro. As the following reference reads, and reads, David and Judah, Negro. Or the next reference reads, Solomon ibn Yahya, Negro. It's fair to say everyone knew of the Negroes. In fact, if you were to board a time machine and go back to Spain and Portugal in the 1300s and 1400s and ask to see the Negroes, more than likely they would point you to a people with the last name of